Hey there, Savvy Sisters. I can't turn this the other way, but we do have a wonderful guest today. Oh, there's John.
Hello.
All right, I'm going to have John tell you a little bit about himself. He actually helps me a lot too, and I just love having him. This is a very special treat. We're going to talk about this wonderful new world and how this raising our consciousness, how does it really impact our careers and our lives with our relationships and everything. Hey, Sarah. Hey. Hi, hon. So glad you're on. All right. I'm going to have John tell. This is a kind. Hey, Gail. Hey. Gail, welcome. This is John.
Hello, everybody.
John, tell them a little bit of what you do and why you're here.
Well, I'm here with Alena.
Hi.
I'm the president of Empowered Publicity. Jonathan Masiulionis. Hello, Gail and Sarah and many more that are coming on in right now. We're getting used to that. By the way, we're at Giants Restaurant here in the Rochester area. If you happen to get out to Rochester area, so delicious.
Wow.
Vegetarian omelet. Double thumbs up. Alena totally rocked her interview on Good Day Rochester. Special thanks to Michael and to the rest of the team of Good Day Rochester. Fantastic interviews. So, yeah, we're talking about a whole new world.
A whole new world.
Yes, and
It really is.
whether many of you ladies out there are entrepreneurs, you're authors, you're speakers, you're coaches, you're healers, your moms, your college students who just want to make a difference in the world.
Yeah.
And I encourage you to take the time and pop in the DVD or just go to, you can get it digital, the 1992 Disney classic Aladdin. There's the song A Whole New World, right? Now, many of us were so used to the way the things used to be, the old thoughts, the old paradigms, the old belief systems. I can only have this much money. I can only have this much health.
The white picket fence.
And we're starting to get used to the fact that the restrictions and the constrictions that we placed on ourselves for such a long period of time, they never were true to begin with, and we're really stepping into our skills, our gifts, and our talents, just like Alena today totally rocked that interview. We're going to be sharing it on the Savvy Sisterhood page as well. So if you aren't in the Rochester area and you missed the interview, 2 segments, nearly 8-minute long interview. So all of us together are really taking courageous steps in moving forward. And it's so important to be able to embrace how far you've come, and most importantly, the direction that you're headed, whether it be just for your life in general, whether it be a specific segment, your business, your relationships, whatever that may look like for you.
Don't you think, John, that it is our, maybe we're not just healers and teachers, and if we are, we need to really step it up because the world is changing so fast. There are so many people who are so hungry for this that they have seen that there's a need. The people are sick. Like, for instance, I have a show, 30-Minute Moments, and I'll tell you what, I'm on the most conservative network in the world. Me and Rush Limbaugh. I think that is hysterical. I said no to this for 6 months, but then I said, what am I doing? Why am I being called to go there? And when I went there, all of a sudden, everyone is hungry for this. They're sick of the yelling. They're sick of the anger. They're sick of, and they're also seeing that they're missing the boat. And they want to know how to change. And by raising our consciousness in everything we do, we're examples. Don't you think so, John?
I agree, and what's coming to me when you're sharing that, Alena, is really at the end of the day, everything is an inside job. And I think that many of us believed for a long period of time that it was a whole new world could only happen if there was the extra zero in the bank account, or if we had that Jerry Maguire scene where Renee Zellweger and Tom Cruise, you complete me. But
No.
But when you're allowing yourself to experience that whole new world within, it's kind of like you can create whatever it is that you want to create. And here's the cool thing, Alena, is that I feel, and this is just speaking for me, and you ladies can chime in with your thoughts on this, is that life is becoming more enjoyable now. It's becoming more fun. It's like the things that you spent time exerting and forcing energy just to try to make things happen. we realize that, like, you know what, that we work for Source, we work for the universe, and that the opportunities are coming in wonderfully, the most aligned opportunities. So we're really starting to just enjoy this whole experience as the result of just doing the inside work and raising our consciousness.
You know, he's right about that. And we all know, or most of us know, hi Cheryl, hi Lisa, that it starts with us. And it starts with inside. And when we change what's going on in there, or we grow, it's not really a change, it's a growth. When we do that, then things start to happen out here. But you know, even people that I meet who are coaches and who are doing things in the self-help world, or who have been going to umpteen seminars forever and ever and ever, they tend to want, not everyone, but I do see a great majority who think it has to happen a certain way. And I am here to say, and I bet you agree, that nothing works out the way it's supposed to.
Nope.
Every plan I have, I always start walking there. I always start that law of gestation. I am the person becoming. But if I don't work on, I guess it's a level of accepting and surrendering and saying, you know what? I know you know better than I. And I allow it to just flow. And everything happens, but not the way I planned it. Do you see how that works? But you keep walking because you have to become what it is that is coming into your life. That's the whole purpose of our plans, right?
Agreed. There's two things that come to me when you share that, Alena, is that when I was driving from the Buffalo area where I reside to Rochester, and there's the New York State Thruway, they have the tolls, right?
Yeah.
And on the toll ticket, the first word that I saw, and this is just a reminder, it says surrender ticket, but I only saw the word surrender. And probably the world's awesomest math equation, you know, like when you're growing up and you're in 3rd grade or 4th grade and you see for the first time the greater than or less than. Here's God's plan, or the universe's plan, Source's plan, greater than your plan. So it's so important to be able to, and I think that many of the expressions that we told ourselves, that I am safe and all is well and no harm is coming to me and I'm abundant, and we get to the point where it's becoming a part of our being. Yes, the affirmations help, and it's kind of like you have to coach yourself to get to that particular point, but then it's like, you know what? You know how far that you've come, you know everything that you've moved through successfully, so there's that old fear of like, okay, well, now the 5,343rd time, then the wheels are going to fall off. But again, you can look back on your life, what I like to call the divine tapestry, and you can see how everything just flows. And you also talked about being in a space of detachment, and that really is important, because right now we're able to flow, we're able to listen. One of the things, the biggest messages for me that's been coming over the course of the past several days has been that of listening more. I've learned that I don't have all the answers. I don't think that anybody does. But one thing that really is true is that the answers to your questions, when you take the time to listen, I'll let you ladies know a little bit of a secret, is that growing up I wanted to be a sportscaster. Before doing publicity work, which basically meant that I went to school for broadcasting, which meant that I did a lot of this. I knew how to talk very well. But the thing is that conversation and communication, it is an art. It is a matter of speaking and talking and really listening, especially I think, you know, for many of us out here right now, we're really being given the opportunities to listen to our own needs and listen to the needs of other people. And one of my favorite expressions, Lane, if I may share this briefly as well, is that this is on my bathroom mirror every morning when I shave. It says, serve the needs of others and your needs will be fulfilled.
Of course.
And that's totally true, because, again, one of those old school paradigms of many is what's in it for me before how may I serve. So when you take the time and you just freely say, how may I help you? And going with no expectation, no, I get this cookie or this stipend or this certain dollar amount. The universe knows exactly what it's doing. You're always being taken care of. And since we're talking about a whole new world, we're also upgrading. So many of you ladies, I'm assuming the relationships are getting stronger, which is a blessing. The money is becoming more vast. That's tremendous as well. Health is becoming your. This is the new norm. This is the new paradigm. It's not, click your heels, Dorothy, and it's going to go away. This is the new norm. It's just an important reminder that we allow ourselves to believe this is the case.
When we put the resistance, that's what stops the flow. So when we totally start to learn or start to accept that we don't own anything, and now we know we don't own anything on the earth, that's fine, but I don't even feel like I own my career. It's just what I love to do. And when we start opening up to that, then the giving becomes even more open, because you don't have the intention of making it to here or accomplishing this. I know this is so different than a lot of things you hear, but you start to have fun and you start to give more. And the more you give, then the more you start to receive, if you open yourself to the receiving.
Yes.
It's a matter of trust and faith. So what does this do? This whole new consciousness in your world. Well, I found that the more I don't own, I surrender my business, my family, everything, then the more that I don't feel like it's going to shine on me. You know what I mean? Or it's not going to, that if something goes wrong, it's me. No, I feel like it just wasn't the time. I take challenges differently. I take failures differently. They're learning. Hi, Carolyn. Thank you, Lisa. It is true. And Sarah, hello, hon. So it's learning that to just surrender it. Because I find the more I surrender, the more I don't feel like I own stuff, I'm able to have fun. And I don't take it so seriously. And you know what that does? It opens the door to seeing more opportunities.
Yes, very much so.
It really does, doesn't it?
Very much so. And what I do as part of my practice, my grandmother, Jane Sajecki, Babcia if you're Polish, by the way, 5 years ago she made her transition. One of the things that I've begun to do regularly is that if there is a certain relationship in your life, it could be business, it could be personal, it could be spiritual, it could be whatever that necessarily looks like, or your possessions, your car, your clothes,
house,
your bank account. At the end of the day, before you go to sleep, before your head hits the pillow, before you close your eyes, give all of that to God's spirit source, to the universe. And if it's there in the morning, and I especially for all of for all of you ladies out there that are in relationships with someone, or if you're married, we tend to wonder, like, well, is this, many of us have had old fears that we had healed, or in the process of healing, referencing abandonment. Is this person gonna go? Like, oh, this is feeling good, but when are they gonna go? Because again, you're so used to the old paradigm, the shoe dropping syndrome, I would call that. And just when it comes to being in the space of detachment, just literally surrender everything. I surrender my car. I surrender my business. I do that every day. I surrender empowered publicity, and the people that are meant to be there the next day, great. The people that the universe is dropping in for me to be able to bless and serve, that's awesome. But you become freer, you become more liberated, and really you're in this space of just enjoying this entire experience. I gave Alena so much credit, because again, she rocked that interview on Good Day Rochester. But I'm going to share a little brief story. A former Hay House author by the name of Alex Woodard, he actually put together the For the Sender series, which did really well with Hay House. And I remember interviewing him several years ago on a former a health, wellness, and spiritual-based radio show that I did, and podcast entitled So Luminous Radio. And he shared some really inspiring wisdom with me. And he said, Jonathan, there's so many people that want to be Hay House authors, speakers, and healers, and coaches. But what happens when you get there? Then what? And many of us have been on like a perpetual chase, almost like a Don Quixote-like chase. And it's like, when will you feel, as there's a car revving in the background, validation from the universe?
We're in the city.
When will you feel that you have enough? Is it going to be when you have that extra zero, or when you have that first little one in your life, or when you when you have the promotion, it doesn't really matter what it is. Just embrace yourself for where you are right now, and just really get we're in this beautiful area here in the Rochester area, and beautiful, bistros and
really
restaurants,
beautiful.
and just. So there's dogs all around, just soak in this whole experience. We didn't come
Loving
here.
it.
We didn't come here to pay taxes and pay bills and die. We didn't come here to just have to come from a space of slavery to
Yes.
ourselves, to
Yes.
other
Our
people.
business, or other
Yes,
people.
and it's this whole new world. It's just, this is the way that it is. It's not going to disappear. In fact, if anything, there's a little affirmation that I can bestow upon all of you ladies. And I always share this with myself every morning, is good is here and good is coming.
Yes.
Help is here and help is on the way, and miracles are here and miracles are coming, because we tend to kind of put that stuff out in the distance. Well, maybe that'll happen one
Yep.
day soon,
Yep.
or I hope that'll happen at
The
some point
bucket
someday.
list. Yeah.
But just being, someone who's inspired both Alena and myself is Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he
Yes.
always talked about whatever it is that you envision yourself doing or being or having, be in that energy right now. And
Yes.
sometimes it can be very deceiving, especially if your five senses would want to try to fool you, or good-natured people around you. They may say, but you don't have the extra zero in the bank account, or you don't have that PhD just yet, or you're not married, or you don't have the little one. I actually know what my dog is going to be named. Little Forrest, by the way. I don't have the dog yet, but I speak with him regularly. So
Yeah.
these are
Yeah.
the sorts of conversations that we can begin to have with ourselves more. And also, one thing to add to, Alena, is
Yes.
the importance of non-judgment,
Yes.
because it would be very
Yes.
easy to say, okay, well, I want all of this right now. I want my business to get better. I want my health to get better, and I want it all now. It's kind of like, we're at a restaurant. Why not? Again, we're at Giant's restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
If we gave you, Alena and I gave you a silver platter with all of the abundance that you were meant to have for the rest of your life, we're talking health, money,
Love of your life.
all of the above.
Yep.
All of it, all at one time. You wouldn't know what to do with it. You would spontaneously combust.
Yes.
It's kind of like the analogy that I used yesterday is like a gumball machine. It's like, you put in a penny in the old school gumball machine, then the gumball will come around. And sometimes the universe will give you 10 gumballs at once. Sometimes it'll give you one gumball. Sometimes the gumballs are stuck. And you're like, what in the hell? I'm still doing all this work and I haven't manifested jack diddly or squat just yet. We're really in a very good space right now, leading into the final quarter of 2018. And I encourage all of you ladies out there, 2019, the energies, they're already here right now. Because as we continue to ascend, to take the time to work on ourselves more, our lives are just going to become another car.
Wow, that's a cool car.
But the color of that car, fittingly enough, was actually green, which is the color of the heart chakra, which is also the color of financial abundance as well too.
Yeah.
But this is it. Things are starting to become, and it's interesting. And I'm actually putting out some blessings of finances to all of you ladies. I'm actually doing this right now.
very sweet.
We're actually staring at a Bank of America right now.
Yeah,
So
we
you know what
are.
we're doing? We're taking out some deposits of love from Bank of America, and we're sending this energy. So I wouldn't be surprised if Alena gets some messages, and Christine, if you're watching too, if some of you ladies start to just mysteriously and wonderfully manifest some wonderful financial abundance over these
that'd be
next
so
several
cool.
days. I'd love
Yeah.
to hear your feedback on that.
I would love to hear your feedback. So today, see what you can do. If you have like a problem in your business or a challenge that you're having, try this exercise. This is the beginning to letting go. Put it on a piece of paper on a table, okay, in your dining room or kitchen. Put it more money or whatever. And then leave it there. And every time you walk by it, write down an idea that you can have. How can you serve to get that money? And just write it down. And then at the end of maybe 3 days, look and pick one and start walking towards it. Enjoy the journey. Let yourself go. You made a decision, you're walking this way. And just enjoy the people you meet, enjoy the process, and love.
I have to share this one thing. It's actually fitting. It's
Here it goes.
It's There's a UPS truck that's right in front of us. This is no joke. Every single time I see a UPS truck that comes around the Buffalo neighborhood, I say the universe is delivering my abundance. So this is, we talk about, bestowing
so
financial
cool.
blessings.
Sign.
And literally several seconds later, we get that UPS truck. So again, if you want to kind of increase the manifestation, anytime, it doesn't have to be UPS, it could be UPS, it could be FedEx, it could be the good old US Postal Service.
Yeah.
When you see that, say, you know what? The blessings are on their way. They're ready, or they're being delivered to my doorstep, in
They're
fact.
being delivered to my doorstep. And they are. And if you're enjoying it, then the universe will come faster in delivering your goal. But you surrender the goal. You keep it in mind that's where you want to go, but it's not your owning it. It'll come. It'll come. The truck will be delivered. Things will start coming to you.
The truck is delivering. If you take a look, the truck actually is delivering.
You won't believe this. We're in like this little corner, and I can't believe the signs that are just hopping all over the place as we talk. It is very, very cool. So look at yourself and see what it is. I'll tell you, when because I was owning stuff.
Me too.
And when you did too?
Very much so.
It's natural. We're taught to own stuff.
Yep.
So when I started letting go, and you all know about my son's problem, it took me to stop to actually let go. Because when I let go, what he was going through wasn't a reflection on me. Do you see? It takes away the protection device in you. I can't take that opportunity because what will that do to me? I can't let a certain doctor look at such and such because it might reflect on me. We think in funny ways. The critical mind is so funny. It can trick us. So let go. And I actually let go of that. And of course I'm still doing my best by my son. Of course I want answers. But all of a sudden, it's not me. It's about him. Do you see how the focus changed? And now it's at the heart of it. And I'm enjoying my moments with him, and I'm helping him the best way I can, and I'll pull out every resource. It just changes things. You start living more with the process and loving it. And you let go of what it's going to so-called do to you or reflect on you.
If you honestly think that, all of us have large purposes in some way, shape, or form, and a lot of this is kind of things that we already signed up for even before we came here. So you honestly think after every single thing that you've been through that you're just gonna flop, that you're just gonna fail, that it's gonna be like that you're gonna, go back to the before? This is that new norm. You're wiser, you're smarter, you're more compassionate for yourself and for other people, you're more in the flow. You're not just telling people I go with the flow. One of my favorite nursery rhymes is that of Wayne Dyer's, and he talks about row your boat gently down the stream. We don't have to row upstream anymore.
We don't need a motorboat.
We don't need to row upstream anymore. Just going gently and seeing what happens. And really, one of the last things that I can share with all of you ladies here today is just the importance of releasing the expectation.
Yes.
Because you ever wonder when something really awesome happens, and they say the best things happen when you least expect it? It's not just an inspirational or spiritual cliche. That's totally true. So do a little exercise. Let's see, between now and August 31st, the end of the week, surrender everything. And I'm talking everything.
Go,
I'm talking the kitchen sink, the computer, the phone.
It was one problem. Everything.
Surrender it all. And write down every single time that you have a miracle happen to you. It can be, you find a $5 bill on the ground. It could just be as simple as that. Or it could be, someone wishing you a happy birthday that you haven't talked to in 10 years. And you'd be surprised. A lot of these miracles that are happening, they're not just these little pint-sized things. Like I know just, people that I've been working with, clients of mine, friends of mine, colleagues of mine, they're having life-changing, altering, transformative, really good double thumbs up kind of stuff happening right now. Things are just starting to get good.
So guys, now it's your turn. Okay? So do it, what John says. Surrender. Let it go. You
I
don't
have
need
to
hold on
practice
to
what
it.
I preach, by the way, because I've learned that you can't talk out of both sides of
No,
your
you
mouth. You
can't.
have to walk your walk
Yeah.
and talk your talk.
The 31st, John, 31st.
31st.
And we're all working on that. Guys, Carolyn, absolutely, Alena. Sweetheart, thank you. Roxanne, I'm so glad to see you there, and I love the thumbs up. And Sarah brings joy. I'm so glad. I am so, so glad. Guys, work on it. You know, and if anything, use the table exercise. It works. Linda, hello, hon. Hey, good to see you. All right, guys, I love the thumbs up. If you're going to try this, surrendering, which is the best thing in the world, can I have a thumbs up? Let's use that thumbs up, okay? And I love you all. This was John. He's a fantastic person, and it was a special treat to be here in this beautiful Rochester and do this live. I'm just so happy with this. Maybe I should travel to where all of you live and do the Savvy Sisterhood interviews there. I wish I could. That would be so fun. All right, I love you. Anything? Namaste to all of you.
You know, and just if anything, put on the song "A Whole New World." Put it on repeat. It'll make not only your inner child beam up, but it's totally, you know, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. This is not just Disney magic. This is the real deal. So again, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you're doing as of right now. I see so much good happening for all of us right now, especially for all of you fellow entrepreneurs, people like myself, people like Alena. We're really getting into the most aligned relationships that feel right as well, but that all begins within. So this isn't just, again, nonsense or gobbledygook. There's a lot of good morsels and nuggets full of goodness that we're sharing with you ladies today. Yeah.
So bravo for all of you for growth and becoming who you want to be. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Have a fabulous day. I love it. Everybody's got a thumbs up. Yay. All right, I do too. All right. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ladies. Be good.